Hello everyone, Burton's back and we're here playing Crusader Kings 2 as normal. So thanks for your response to the video I put up a couple of days ago. It's given me a lot to think about. The first playthrough I'm going to go through is going to be Lord Mallister, House Mallister. I've decided we're going to start doing this during Robert's Rebellion. As you can see, we've got the Tullys are overlooking us, so let's jump straight in. So firstly, our capital is Seaguard. Here I am, Lord Jason of Seaguard. As you can see, dutiful commander. I'm obviously a trained fighter who's a knight. I'm brave and kind. I'm gregarious. And I'm chaste, for some reason. I'm unyielding in battle, and I've got some decent combat modifiers, which is okay as well. My wife is Nymella of Seaguard, of no particular house, so I assume she must be lowborn. We've got one son, who's Patrick. 5 years old, he needs some work, let's put it that way. Let's have a look at our council positions. So we have a fairly good Castilian, Lord Belgrave. Master of Laws is okay. Master of Arms is very good, that's Desmond Grell. Oh, he's quick, trained fighter and a knight, always good. Master of Coin could do with someone a little bit better, but we don't have anyone right now, so we'll leave that for now. He's already married, which is fine, he's got some children. Keep an eye on these, because normally people with good abilities who get married off can also have kids who have good abilities, so I like to keep it in the family, so to speak. Let's get ourselves an ambition now. So what is it that we want to do? Well, first things first, I think we should... Well, we don't want to befriend him. Let's go for gain an honorary title. Now the strength of our men, 2,000 or so. Yeah, so our armies aren't great, so we have to watch out what we're actually doing here. We've got a couple of decisions to make. There's a civil war going on right now, and as we are House Mallister, of course we are above the rest. Let's have a look and make a choice. Okay, in case you've been asleep for the last few years, Robert's Rebellion is when Ned's father and his brother are both slain by this mad king here. And what starts that off is that Ned's sister is supposedly kidnapped by Rhaegar Targaryen. We'll see if that's true. So who are we going to decide? Well, I think that... Yeah, I think we're going to go and we're going to support the throne, because we're men of honour. Yeah, let's support the throne. So straight away, let's have a look what we've got here. Yeah, so we've got most of the realm against us. You can see here, there is the breakdown. Depends who the Lannisters are going to go for. Obviously, Greyjoys will probably stay out of this for now. The Freys though, the Freys are on our doorstep, so we're going to have to watch out for them. Maybe that's something we can plan for in the future though. So let's go up a little bit and see what's happening. Right. So the Tullys have raised their armies. We're going to raise our vassals. And the reason we're going to do that is I'm going to save my main force. This force here is really just to begin harrying the Tullys. So the more we can harry them, the better. Where are they going to? They're going to Fairmarket, so let's get everyone to join up in Fairmarket. I think what we want to try and do is we want to try and expand our lands. We're trying to get an honorary title from the king. Hopefully he'll win the war. He'll see that we've done what we can for him, and he'll reward us justly. So let's step things up a little bit. As you can see, yeah, I've got quite a good martial ability, so if I do need to pull up my main troops, I'm quite confident he's going to be, Lord Jason's going to be quite good with that. I just wish my son was the same. Right, we've got our first battle going on. As you can see here, Army of Sea Guard, 940 men versus 492. They're already turning to run. That battle is as good as over. That's what happens when you attack Mallister lands. Second battle we've got going on. Looks like another victory for us here. Meanwhile, we've got our troops conversion. We've got to be careful of this Riverlander army here, so we're just going to remain in fair market. These are gonna actually, yeah, we'll leave them trying to take Kennet, so that'll be fine. Got our third battle going on here. So looks like another victory for ourselves, which is excellent. We're going to turn these around a little bit. We're just going to take care of this random little band of merry men. And we're just going to double up our forces here, because if you can see, we got, well, in fact they're all going south, which is completely fine by me. Okay, so it's time to choose how I want to educate my son Patrick. Well, Patrick, you're not very good at anything, but I need someone to take over the Mallister colours when I'm dead and buried, so it's going to have to be commanded. It's going to take a lot of my money, but it has to be done. Alright, the Faith Militant has been restored. The Faith of the Seven and the High Septon historically have two military orders, collectively known as the Faith Militant, to call upon in the defence of the faith. The warriors' sons were made up of fanatical knights, many from noble families, who have vowed to fight enemies of the faith. The Poor Fellows were the humble order made up of common folk and women. These lightly armoured footmen protect the pilgrims of Westeros on their travels. Now the High Septon has acquired enough authority to restore the Faith Militant once more. Noble knights are flocking to join his warriors' sons. Peasants are joining the Poor Fellows in their hundreds, and the faith is now truly a force to be reckoned with. Very interesting. Let's have a look, see. Holy Orders. So we've got Eric Ball. Who's he? Well, he's a knight. Well, obviously he's going to be zealous as well. But he's got some 3,500 men, which is interesting. The Poor Fellows, they are the common folk. They've got quite a few more. And this is their commander. He's also a knight. He does have a ruthless trait, and he's greedy. Almost 9,000 of them, so they are very powerful. They're actually more powerful than I am. Okay, well, that's something we'll have to keep an eye on a little bit here. So meanwhile, there's a big engagement going on to the south. It looks like the Tullys are finally getting finally on the right side of a battle here. In the meantime, the total war score is going to be -2 in favour of well, who's it in favour of? Well, it's the Battle of Gulltown. It looks like the king's winning so far. Hopefully. No one else has joined the rebellion. It's just the standard trio there. As you can see on the side of the king, we have obviously myself, the Dornish, the Tyrells, the Darrys, Conningtons. I mean, there's a few fairly big families there, which is always good. So we're going to carry on with Kennet. We're going to carry on taking what we need to take here. We're never going to make all that much of a difference, but like I said, we're just there to be a harrying force. If we can take enough of them, that is exactly what we plan to do. Let's join these guys up here. And we'll have you join these, make that a little bit faster. So there's a Riverlander army here of Lord Brynden. They are not interested in engaging us at all. They're heading south by the looks of it. And as usual, the Riverlands burns. Let's join these up together. Now what I could do right now is raise up my reserves. We can make this a little bit faster here, perhaps take Stilfen. I'm gonna be a bit cautious here. I might hold us back a little bit. Only because right this moment I don't see much of a real threat anywhere. Let's stop what we're doing for a moment. Let's get our people in place. So first things first, the Cape of Eagles. The Cape of Eagles is something that we can use as a launching point against the Iron Islands. Historically, the Iron Islands have harried us for many a year. So I think that's where we're going to start. So we'll try and get a claim there. Let's collect some taxes. We need to recoup the expense that we've put towards my son and his command. Train children, okay, you can go there, try and make him a little bit better. Now build spy network and scheme. So let's start by building the spy network. We're going to leave it in the Riverlands because I want to have a bit of visibility on what's going on around me. I don't plan on expanding out here with any of my troops, so this is where it's important for me to see what's going on. I think that will do for now. Let's get rid of some of these. So the Riverlander army is still moving south. It's currently in Mosborough. And you can see they're actually suffering from quite heavy attrition there. Meanwhile, we're close to taking our first city, and that's going to be Underhill Castle. Let's raise up our reserves, so it's 2,000. I'll command them myself. We're going to go to Stilfen, and we're just going to besiege them a little bit. Now we need to get someone to actually educate my child. As I want him to be a warrior, we're going to go with Desmond Grell. He's actually got a better martial ability than I do, so this is why I'm going for him there. And we'll see what can happen. Now the war score right now is -9. So we can see battles is accounting for, you know, the majority of that right now. So it's a fairly slow moving war as we speak. We can see that the Riverlander army have been battling the Darries and ourselves. We've won every engagement we've been in. The Darries haven't been so lucky, they've won half of their engagements, but at least they're still fighting away. Mind you, it was hardly a fair battle at Harroway. So let's have a quick look at the Darries, because the Darries seem to be also doing us a bit of a favour here. They're dividing whatever forces are remaining in the Riverlands. So it's Lord Willem. Willem Darry doesn't seem too bad at all. I mean, there's Jane Darry and Cleos. I was actually just looking to see if there was any daughter, because we have to be on an eye out for someone for our son, for Patrick. As you can see, we're fairly limited right now. There is a Royce, and there is a Hightower. Hightowers are too far away for us to do anything with that in the future, as are the Royces, so we need someone a bit closer to home. But perhaps we look at that a little bit later. There is a Bracken. Yeah, we'll check that out slightly later and we'll see. as right now we're fighting against the Brackens. So the war rages on. We've got 4 towns all under siege. We've remained undefeated so far, and the war goes well for the king. Meanwhile, I've grown increasingly attached to Nymella, and through our marriage was merely a practical arrangement. I wonder if I've come to love her. It is a marriage of love. And there we go, the siege of Underhill Castle. We've been victorious there, and that's where we'll end this episode. Thanks for watching, and give us a thumbs up if you've liked.